Some people are what you would describe as funny, humorous, or overall completely stupid. But why is it that things like naive stupidity, over-exaggeration, and unexpected twists give you a mini seizure? Why does it happen anytime Theovon communicates, and how can you make it happen to other people? Well, there are 4 big things. Step 1. Know what's funny. At the Humor Research Lab, a few dudes came up with something called the benign violation theory. This theory states that humor occurs when and only when 3 things happen. There is a violation, the situation is benign, and both these things happen at the same time. Thank you, Eminem. Also, what sort of poshy language is benign, and is it German? No, it's Latin, and it means kind or not harmful. Cool, so if something is funny, it is an unharmful or benign violation. What is a violation? In this context, it's anything that threatens the way you believe the world should be, or threatens the norm. Violations have many fonts, including physical, identity, cultural, communication, logical, and moral. Let me give you an example. If I were to come up to you on the street and start punching you in the stomach, you probably won't laugh and may even be upset. This is a pure physical violation. If I instead were to start tickling you, that would be even weirder and still a pure violation because you don't know me. But if a friend tries to tickle you, odds are you're gonna slip a giggle. Even if me and your friend have the same exact tickling technique, you almost certainly won't find mine amusing. But with your friend, you know you are safe and the environment is benign, and therefore you squeal like a little girl. Other things that may also make you squeal in excitement is the new War Thunder update. For those of you who live under a rock, War Thunder is an insanely epic free-to-play military combat game available on PC, Mac, Xbox, and PlayStation. War Thunder completely immerses you into intense battles. The sheer amount of iconic old and new tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships is just madness. The detail on each element of the equipment, both visually and in gameplay, will simply blow the socks off of all of you fans of military vehicles. Want to demolish your foes on the front line in a tank? Maybe add air support from a chopper, or even dogfight your enemies in the clouds. But wait, the best part? These different types of equipment fight together on the same map. War Thunder also offers tons of customization so you can add new modules to your vehicle and make it unique. Oh, and forget those unimmersive health bars. In War Thunder, every hit actually affects the enemy's vehicles like in real life. And with the new update Alpha Strike, Hungarian Aviation is now available along with tons of new equipment. Visuals are better, the gameplay has been refined, and there's a sick new map. Download War Thunder for free with the link in the description. All new players and people who haven't played for at least 6 months will get special bonuses, including 3 premium vehicles for free and a free week of a premium account. And you might want to do this like ASAP because the American Vehicle bonus season is going to end soon. So again, download War Thunder for free, link in description. Anyways, back to business. It's almost never as obvious on whether a violation is benign, like the example I gave. So how can you make a violation benign in a joke? For example, one way is to not be strongly committed to the violated norm. This is a slippery slope and can be overdone. For example, if I were to say, wouldn't it be funny if, before every joke, everything would be too benign and the jokes wouldn't be as funny because the threat is an absolute 0. A better method is subtle sarcasm. You can tell the violation isn't going to happen, but also, no one ever outright said it wouldn't. Another method is to make the violation psychologically distant. So jokes about the Titanic today could be funny because the tragedy is very, very distant. And also because there was definitely room on that door. This is why people might say I can joke about it now, a while after some bad incident like a breakup. Because while the violation obviously still happened, it was a while ago and it doesn't feel as real. You can also apply this to things that are going to happen in the future or things that are happening now on other parts of the world. And the final method to make a violation benign is if there's some alternative explanation that somehow makes the violation okay. This explains tickling because it's a mock attack. Still an attack, but not a dangerous one. Benign violation. Step 2, know your victim. You may be thinking, bro, you're talking about humor like it's the same every time, but the jokes I make with the boys won't work on my mom. And that's true. Humor is subjective. This is because everyone has different perspectives or opinions on what is benign and what is a violation. So before you try that orphan joke on Beatrice, feel it out. Get to know her first. If she seems like the type, give it a shot. And when the joke flops, run to your room, slam the door, and play some War Thunder. Step 3, good joke qualities. If you ask a comedian what makes a joke good, they're likely going to tell you 3 things. First, brevity is the soul of wit. AKA, get to the point. No one wants to hear you ramble. Everyone wants to hear the punchline. Second, be specific. Saying, so I told the old grandma ... isn't as funny as saying, so I told Beatrice ... Notice too how the specific one took up less words. You don't have to sacrifice brevity for specificity. Get creative. Third, third, the rule of 3. If you're listing things with the plan to list something drastically different at the end to be funny, list 3 of them. 2 normal ones to make a pattern, and 1 at the end to break it. You're establishing what's benign yourself, and then making the violation. Step 4, make bad jokes. If your goal is to become a more funny person, this is the most important step of the whole video, and you will 100% fail without it. Let's talk about neuroplasticity. When you're learning pretty much anything, there are 2 results: failure and success. In order for neuroplasticity to activate in your brain, it needs to have a reason. This is why ultimately making bad jokes will make you funnier. It's because you failed, and because of that failure, your brain is really open to making new neural connections, releasing a few specific neurochemicals, or in other words, increasing plasticity. So when you're with your friends and you throw out 5 bad jokes before one lands, because you previously threw out the 5 bad jokes, your brain is incredibly keen on subconsciously noting what worked with your success and what didn't with your failures. Then technically, the actual improvement happens later during sleep. If you just make a good joke at the start, your brain doesn't note anything. It doesn't particularly take into account what just worked. Those neural chemicals aren't released with that joke, meaning your brain is not in a state of plasticity. After all, it has no reason to be. That's why making bad jokes is vital. And with that said, allow me to hit you with a banger. What did Beatrice say to her grandson? Download War Thunder, link in the description. Also, since you're funny now, you gotta pay me, so that's gonna cost you 1 subscribe, and the screen should ask you some questions, so yeah.